It's good all day, fam. Back tonight. So, thank you all so much for coming in. Thank you so much for coming into the chat. We're gonna keep this thing going. We're gonna keep this momentum going. So, to my knowledge, not too much big news today, but we're gonna go over some stuff that I've written down, and some stuff that I'll probably want to talk about. Let's see. First thing is first. First things first. So, the Chargers, we're going to start with the LA Chargers. They are predicted to sign a big offensive lineman in the free agency. I talked about this last night. So let's see. Let me put this up real quick. This on. Where we at? Give me a second. Show y'all this real quick. My computer running slow for some reason. Too many windows up. All right. So LA Chargers predicted I have a signing free agent. I think it's the the offensive lineman from the Baltimore Ravens. So it says it's clear that the Los Angeles Chargers need to improve their offensive line throughout the season. While in Rashad Slater returned from injury, the team needs to do its best to shore up the interior part of the line. The Chargers' top priority from last season, offseason, remains the same as center. Bradley Bozeman continues to grade out as one of the NFL's worst centers. Pass block, when I don't know what's going on with my computer. I don't know why it's like code on that. Because I don't know why it's like buffering like that. All right. All right, now let's look. All right. The priority. Maybe it's just the inner website. Like, why does it keep buffering like that? It's weird. But anyways, the Chargers' top priority from the offseason remains. Bro, this is pissing me off. I don't know why it's doing that, but let's see. Hold on. Oh, it's not even the guy from the Ravens. So it's saying ESPN analyst Aaron Schatz believes the team could look to sign Pittsburgh Steelers guard Isaac Suamalo, Siu Malo, whoever that is. It's a guard from the Steelers. So the Chargers will blow their free agency budget on Steelers guard Isaac Siu Malo. Despite turning 33 next season, he's still playing at a high level. Siu Malo ranked, I hope I pronounced his name right. Siu Malo ranked second among all guards with a 96.9 pass block win rate this season. Oh, wow. Yeah, the Chargers need to bounce on that. He's 32. He brings Super Bowl experience to the offensive line, so he has experience in the Super Bowl. So, okay, from his time with the Philadelphia Eagles, after spending the last 3 seasons with the Steelers, Sue Malo could be looking for a chance to move closer to his native Hawaii. What the? After spending a decade in Pennsylvania to start his NFL career, Sue Malo made his first Pro Bowl back in 2024 with the Steelers and has started 61 games since the 2022 season. The fact that he continues to show up and play at a high level should be reason for the Chargers to zero in their focus on him being the top offseason signing for the team. I know a lot of center from Ravens, but this guy should be the number one priority, big time. There should be no reason why the Chargers should not sign this guy if he's available in the free agency. I mean, Bradley Bozeman. I mean, this is another reason why like people really needs to jump off Justin Herbert's case right here. Bradley Bozeman. Hold on, Bradley Bozeman. He was the worst center in the entire NFL, and this is probably second year in a row. 31st in pass block win rate and 18th in run block at his position. And right guard Mekhi Becton, who we signed last offseason, he struggled as well. And he voiced his frustration about how the team managed him, which is more than likely was a shot towards Greg Roman. So I would like Mekhi Becton to be back because I understand his frustration against Greg Roman. I think a lot of people were very frustrated with Greg Roman. Mekhi Becton was just more vocal about it, but I think he can. I think he can. I think he can be good for depth, even if he doesn't. Even if he doesn't start, I think we should bring him back for another year on a cheap deal, another prove it year deal. Now, I would love to see us pick up this guy, Isaac Sumalo. I mean, I wonder what's his size, because I know some people are saying like, oh, we should draft these guys we should draft linemen and centers in the draft. And I'm like, no, like we need to start picking up offensive linemen before the draft. That way, if we don't get an offensive lineman we don't like, or that way, if an offensive lineman is not on the board that we don't like, we don't have to risk feeling like we have to go after an offensive lineman. This is what I don't like with people when they really don't think about football as a whole. They just think of big event names in the NFL. Like they think about the draft, the preseason games, the beginning of the NFL season, the Super Bowl, the playoffs, the Super Bowl, that's it. Football is all year around. It's all year round. Stop ignoring free agency. Stop ignoring trades. That stuff, you want to make as many free agent signings and trades as possible before the draft. You want to make sure, you want to like go into free agency as if the draft doesn't even exist. Because when the draft comes, you should look at it like lottery picks. Like I am going to draft the best player available, period. I don't care if I have a Randy Moss and a Terrell Owens at wide receiver. If this wide receiver is on my draft board and he's the best player available, I'm not going to say, oh, I got a Randy Moss and a Terrell Owens as wide receiver, I don't need to draft this wide receiver, and he's the best player available on the board. No, I don't believe in drafting needs. I believe in signing free agencies to your team's needs, making trades to your team's needs before the draft. That way, again, I'm repeating myself. That way, when the draft comes, it's like paradise. You're like a kid at a candy store. Oh, let me get that. Let me get that. Let me get that. Best player available. Oh, this is a sexy player right here. Let me get that. This player was one of the best, and was one of the best in the world at his position or whatever. And that way, there is no freaking, what's the word I'm looking for? There's no pressure. There's no pressure on when the draft comes. And unfortunately, a lot of teams don't move that way. And that's why a lot of teams suck. And that's why a lot of franchises continue to keep being in hell. And I think I think Joe Ortiz, that's his strategy. And I like that. The Eagles GM, that's his strategy. Obviously, he never stops. He's making big trades in the offseason. That's what I'm saying. You got to keep doing it. You always got to keep churning and getting guys on your team. You want to keep getting the best players on your team. Football guys on your team. It never stops. It has to keep going. Year after year after day, day after day after day after day after day after week after month after day after week after month after month, 24/7, 365. You got to be obsessed with this stuff. If you're a scout and you're a GM, you got to keep doing it, man. It's got to be like fun to you. It's got to be like addicting. Keep getting guys in here. Keep getting guys in here. Keep trying out guys, even for your practice squad, out of the building. That way you can give your coaches, give your coaches and your players to coach and to play with, and also even guys on the practice squad. Beef up your practice squad so you can have good practice squad guys for the guys who suits up on Sunday. The better guys that you got for your the better the competition that you got in your practice squad, the better you got for your starters. So you want to be obsessed with having everybody elite coming into that building, and so it starts with not just it doesn't start with the draft. It starts as soon as offseason stops. That's where it stops, and then that's where it starts, and it never stops, and it never ends. It never ends. So the Chargers needs to go after this guy. They really do. And I want to see. So he's 33. The only knock on him is his age, but he's playing at elite level. So it doesn't. I mean, his age doesn't really matter, and he's not showing any signs of slowing down. He freaking was second in his position. So this past year. So let's see. Let me show you this is his profile. Hold on. And I hope I pronounce his name. Isaac Sumalo. He's 6'4", 303. It's pretty good, pretty nice size for a guard. He went to Oregon State. So yeah, man. I mean, I would love this pick. So keep an eye out for Charger fans. Keep an eye out for that. It's going to be interesting to see what the Chargers going to do. But let's see here. So that will be huge, man. That will be huge. That will be huge for Justin Herbert. With Sean Slater coming back, Mekhi Becton coming back. I mean, not Mekhi Becton, Joe Watt. That'll be a pretty big offense. That'll be a great offensive line, man. Really would. Let's see here. So let's see what we got with this. So I mean, and especially with Mike McDaniel, let's just jump to college football real quick. Let's see what we got with it. So trophy odds. I mean, Arch Manny, CJ Carr emerged as early favorites. Fernando. So let's see. So we got that Fernando Mendoza won the Heisman. Let's see. So Arch Manny, obviously in it, and then Notre Dame standout CJ Carr. CJ Carr. I didn't watch football this past year, so I don't think it's hard. But the trophy. So the Heisman odds for next year. So these guys that we pick after for next year. Josh Hoover. Let's see, bro. I don't know why this thing's jumped like this. This is pissing off. Jeremiah Smith. I know who that is. I think everybody knows who that is. Let's see. Smith, Julian Sayin. Don't know who that is. Gunnar Stockton, Sim Levet, Dante Moore. We talked about him. For back, Mike Muaba. That's the wide receiver from USC. I know who that is. Marcel Reed, John Matter, Brandon Sorsby, and Malachi Tony. I know who that is. I saw him with Miami. He was looking really good. So I know some of these guys are, but draft next year is going to be pretty exciting. It's going to be a very exciting draft next year, and so far from the guys that I know, they got two wide receivers on there and one running back. I'm curious to see who CJ Carr is since he's number 2. Let me see. Oh, Notre Dame quarterback. He's a quarterback from Notre Dame. I think I even said that. So, and then Josh Hoover. Who's Josh Hoover? Josh Hoover. So it's good for me to look up this stuff now. So when I start back watching college football, I can be familiar with these guys. Josh Hoover, I think he's quarterback 2, it looks like. He's from TCU. Yeah, he's a quarterback from TCU. So Josh Hoover, Jeremiah Smith, we know who that is, wide receiver at OSU. Julian Sand, who's this? He's a quarterback as well from Ohio State. So we got a lot of good quarterbacks. So this is going to be a high quarterback class in 2026. 2027 draft. And then we got Gunnar Stockton, quarterback out of Georgia. Okay. And then Sam Levet, He might be another quarterback. Yeah, he's a quarterback out of Oregon. No, wait, hold on. He's from Oregon. Quarterback out of ASU, so he goes to ASU. And then Dante Moore, I know he's from Oregon, quarterback out of Oregon. Jaden Muaba, wide receiver out of USC. Yeah, he should be really good this year. Once receivers in the league this year. And then Marcel Reed, another quarterback out of Texas A&M. And then John Mater, he's probably another quarterback. Let's see. Yeah, from Oklahoma. It's got a lot of quarterbacks on the radar. And Brandon Sorsby. Let's see what about him. Another quarterback. And then Malachi Tony, he's a running back. So yeah, we got quarterbacks, 2 wide receivers, and 1 running back. Yeah, Malachi Tony, he was a beast. When I saw him play the national championship game. That was one game I saw him play, and he was a monster. So it's gonna be a fun college football season. Very fun college football season. And if football season in general is going to be really fun, exciting in 2026. This 2026 season is going to be lights out. Even though this draft is very underwhelming, but these teams are already shaking up, and you got some coaches coming here and there. It's going to be very interesting to see what John Harbaugh is going to do with the Giants. It's going to be very interesting to see who the Bills in the offseason is going to pick up, who the Ravens is going to pick up. It's going to be interesting to see what the Chiefs are going to do now. We saw that we did see Eric Bieniemy. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. He's signed back. He's expected to sign back with the Chiefs, so that's going to be very interesting to see. The Chiefs got him back, and Patrick Mahomes played his best days when he was the coach there, and when he was offensive coordinator there. But obviously, Andy Reid is the one who's doing the play calling. But I think Eric Bieniemy is going to hold. He's the kind of coach that's holding everybody accountable. So they're going to have some accountability in that locker room with Eric Bieniemy as their offensive coordinator. He matches well with Andy Reid. He compliments Andy Reid, and he compliments Mahomes. And obviously, he would not have made the trip back to Kansas City if Mahomes didn't have anything to say about it. So obviously, Mahomes wanted him back. Mahomes obviously wanted that aura back in the Chiefs locker room. So that's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting with the Chargers with McDaniel. That is going to be all eyes on. I think all eyes is going to be on LA this upcoming year with Mike McDaniels and Justin Herbert. That is going to be a dangerous duo. That even if they don't get anybody at wide receiver, the fact that they got Mike McDaniel, he is going to make some noise with Trey Harris, KLS, Ladd, Quentin Johnston, Amarion Hampton, Kamani Vidal. If they choose to bring back Najee Harris, I hope they do with Najee. Joe Watt, Rashawn Slater. If they can get that guard from Pittsburgh, I forgot guys. Isaac, Seo Malu. They can get him, and maybe that center from the Ravens. We set, baby. We set, and then you can put who's this guy we got right? What's that name? Not Mekhi Becton, not Bradley Bozeman. The other lineman, I forget his name, but he's all right. I think we can switch. Whatever his name, I can't remember his name. We can put him at guard. I think we can be pretty good. I think we'll be really, really good. That would be really good at offensive line. And if we do have an offensive lineman that is just too good to pass upon in the draft him. But what I'm saying is, all right, I'm all for is drafting an offensive lineman in the draft, but I'm not for is drafting an offensive lineman just to draft out of desperation and there's a better player on the board. I want to see the Chargers pick up elite talent in the free agency and do some trades before the draft. If the offensive lineman like Joe Watt was obviously the best player on the board, the Chargers went on and drafted him. That's why the Chargers got him. Amarion Hampton was the best player on the board. That's why the Chargers went on and drafted him. I want to see that. So if we got that off, we're picking, I forget what the Chargers are picking at. Let me see. Mock drafts 2025, 2026 mock draft, or let's see. Let me look at the mock draft. Come on, man. I don't know what's going on with this thing. It's just pissing me off. but like something is I probably got to reboot my computer or something. But all right, whatever. Wait, let's see. All right, here's the mock draft. All right, shrink down. My eye skills are a little off right now. Oh my god, bro, come on, sort it out a little. All right. All right. So the mock draft right now, they got Fernando Mendoza. Obviously, we talked about him going as number one. And then you got the Jets picking Arvell Reese, linebacker out of Ohio State. We talked about him. Number one linebacker coming out of the draft, number 6 prospect ranked for the Jets. And then you got Francis Muaga, offensive tackle out of Miami. He's the number 1 offensive lineman in this draft. He's the 15th ranked player in the draft for the Cardinals. And then you got the Titans. Let's see what Robert Saleh. I don't like that. I don't like Robert Saleh with the Titans at all. And they got Robert Saleh picking up Ruben Bain Jr., edge out of Miami, Florida. Miami got some guys coming out this year. I like it. 6'3", 270, big guy, big edge, big player. Number 1 in his position, third in the draft. So he's an elite player. I didn't really get a chance to see what he did in the national championship. I came in in the fourth quarter, but his stock didn't fall, so he didn't play too bad. Carnell Tate, Ohio wide receiver out of Ohio State, 6'3", 195, got an okay size. Fifth in the ranked player in the draft, second in his position, going to the Giants. I guess. I mean, Malik Neighbors. I guess they would like to have somebody compliment Malik Neighbors. So, okay, I guess I can see that. I guess. And then you got Jordan Tyson, wide receiver out of Arizona State, 6'2", 200. He's the first ranked wide receiver in this draft, 4th ranked player in the draft. Okay, 6'2", 200, got a pretty good size. Yeah, I could see them. I could see Cleveland drafting a wide receiver for Shador. And then you got Caleb Downs, safety out of Ohio State, 6', 205, ranked. He's the first ranked player at his position, 9th ranked player in the draft. Then you got Jeremiah Love, running back out of Notre Dame, pretty good size, 6 foot, 214 pounds. Number 1 ranked running back in his draft, 12th ranked player in the draft. Then you got Peter Woods, defensive lineman out of Clemson, 6'3", 310 pounds. He's projected to go to the Chiefs. I can see that. He's the number 1 ranked player at his position, 10th ranked player in the draft. And then you got Jermod McCoy, the 1st ranked player in this draft, 11th ranked at his position. I can actually see the Chiefs drafting an offensive lineman, not going defensive lineman. I could see them drafting offensive lineman from Mahomes. I guess I could see the Bengals drafting a corner, number 1 corner in this draft, 11th ranked in this position. Yeah, they do need some defensive players. They do need some great defensive talent on that. Mansour Delane, corner out of LSU, 6 foot, 190 pounds, the 25th ranked player in this draft, 3rd ranked in this position. Then you got everybody's projecting the Cowboys to go defense. Jerry Jones might shock everybody and go offense. Jerry Jones might end up getting a receiver. 2nd ranked player at this position, but this mock draft has him drafting an edge. 6'6", 285. Big guy, big dude for an edge. Second ranked in this position, 14th ranked player in the draft, Keldrick Falk, is a long, powerful pass rusher who does not turn 21 until the beginning of the 2026 season. Oh, he's young. Dallas needs young, impactful players at all three levels of the defense. Donovan Ezaruka had some good moments as a rookie, so the two can develop together. Keldrick Falk, the edge, he's out of Auburn. So yeah, keep an eye out for him. He could be an elite pass rusher. He's big, so he's almost 300 pounds. 6'6", he's big. Okay. Spencer Fanu, offensive tackle out of Utah. 6'6", 308 pounds. That's a big offensive lineman. 8th ranked player in the draft, and he's number 1 ranked in this position. Some teams may view Utah's right tackle as an offensive guard, but Los Angeles will plug him into the role with which he is most comfortable as Matthew Stafford continues tapping into the fountain of youth. Then you got round 1, pick number 14, the Baltimore Ravens drafting Denzel Boston, wide receiver out of Washington. Junior, 6'4", 210. He has good size. He has really good size. I like his size, 6'4", 210. 40th ranked, puts his prospect ranked in the draft. 7th ranked in this position. Baltimore has the same decision makers in place to make selections, so fans should not anticipate a shift in philosophy. The Ravens will continue to stockpile picks, but it will be interesting to learn whom the franchise tabs as the next head coach and the personnel that person will need to execute his schemes on each side of the ball. Denzel Boston is a big body with a skill set that complements a Flowers and Rashad Bateman. Yeah, I can see them drafting a wide receiver. I definitely can. Then you got Sonny Styles, linebacker out of Ohio State, 6'5", 243, pretty good size. Second in his position, 13 ranked in the draft. Linebacker has been associated with the draft need for the Buccaneers for years as the anticipation departure of Levante David looms. Sonny Styles is a player whose stock continues to rise, and it may ultimately settle in the top 10 overall. Oh, okay, so he's still projecting to keep going. So he may not be there for the Bucs. Caden McDonald, defensive lineman out of Ohio State. Oh, he's big, 6'3", 326, second ranked in his position. And then you got David Bailey, edge, 6'3", 250, big guy, big body. 5th ranked in his position. And then you got the Vikings drafting Avion Terrell, cornerback, 5'11", 180 out of Clemson. Oh, bet. He's a younger brother of AJ Terrell. Okay. I like that. Terrell has delivered an insane number of turnover-worthy plays over the course of his 3 years at Clemson. He's responsible for 3 interceptions and 8 forced fumbles during that time. Much needed production at a position of weakness for Minnesota. Okay, that's what's up. His older brother is AJ Terrell. AJ Terrell's a really good corner. Avion Terrell. Okay, I was thinking that too. I was like, I wonder if he's related to AJ. And he is. That's his brother. Mekhi Lemon. So here I am talking about Mekhi Lemon being in the 2026 Heisman Trophy race for next year, but it's looking like he's projected to enter the draft. And I saw some stuff. I saw some plays by Mekhi Lemon. He looks really good. He's 3rd ranked wide receiver in this draft. 22nd position at his prospect in the NFL. Player in the draft. Carolina has great weaknesses than wide receiver and has invested significant draft capital into the position to little available beyond T-Mac. Mekhi Lemon is a smaller slot receiver who is grounded through the catch and complements McMillan's skill set. Yeah, Mekhi Lemon, he's really good. I think he'll be really dangerous in the NFL. And then you got Colton Hood, cornerback out of Tennessee, 6', 195. Okay. So they got Dallas's drafting defensive players. Then you got Ty Simpson, okay, quarterback out of Alabama, going to Pittsburgh. Okay, let's read about this. Pittsburgh will have a new head coach for the first time in nearly 2 decades, so the direction at quarterback is fascinating. If the team wants to get off the hamster wheel of signing a veteran every year, it will either need to continue taking chances on prospects who may be available to it, like Ty Simpson or Tank, and be in a position to draft over one next year. The choice has been made in this exercise, but a very real one away. I think Pittsburgh should go quarterback. I really do. Pittsburgh, they need to just keep drafting their quarterback till they find their quarterback. Now, They got now. Here's what I wanted to look at. We got now. They got in this prospect. They got the Chargers drafting an offensive lineman out of Penn State, Ala Vega Loane. So interior offensive lineman out of Penn State, junior, 6'4", 323 pounds, big, very big dude. Second ranked in his position, 17th player in the draft. Vega Loin is a powerful, I like that term, powerful guard who embodies what Jim Harbaugh wants from the position. True Media credited him with 0 sacks and 4 pressures allowed this season, both among the best marks in college football. Okay, now that's all I need to hear. So that would be an insane pick if the Chargers can get him. It's still early with these mock drafts, but it will be awesome to see him come to the Chargers. Now, this guy, I know somebody last night actually mentioned this guy. Let's see. Somebody last night somebody commented last night and mentioned this guy right here, Kadavion Sadiq, saying how of insane tight end he was. And he said he was out of Oregon, 6'3", 245. He's the number 1 ranked tight end in the draft. I can see the Chargers taking a swing on him instead of this offensive lineman. I can see the Chargers doing that, especially if we get those 2 offensive linemen from the one offensive lineman for Pittsburgh and the other from Baltimore. I can see that's what I'm talking about. If Kenyon Sadiq is if he's that guy, if he's a once in a generational player, or if he's like on the same level as Brock Bowers, I guess he'll be like the Chargers should go ahead and get him. Like him and Oronde Gadsden will be dangerous. He's a big dude too. He's probably pretty much the same size as Oronde, 6'3", 245. He's a number 1 ranked in this position. 51 catches, 560 receiving yards, 11 yards after the catch, 8 touchdowns. When Philadelphia felt Zach Ertz's career was nearing the end and made the decision to move on from a fan favorite in favor of first-round pick Dallas Goedert. Goedert is scheduled to become a free agent in March. Sadiq is an off-ramp much the same way Goedert had been for Ertz. So, yeah, that'd be dope. Then we got Caleb Lomo, offensive tackle out of Utah, 6'6", 308 pounds, going to the Browns. And then you got Caleb Banks, defensive lineman in Florida, 6'5", 330, third ranked in his position. Then you got Emmanuel McNeil Warren. I can see the Bills getting a receiver, not a safety. 6'2", 202. Second best safety in the draft. These are entering this season. Emmanuel McNeil Warren is a versatile player that represents a continued investment of team resources in the defense. Then they got 49ers, Monroe Freely, offensive tackle out of Georgia. Really big guy, 6'7", 315 pounds. Then you got Caden Proctor, interior offensive lineman out of Alabama, 6'7", 366 pounds. Then they got Casey Concepcion, wide receiver out of Texas A&M, going to the Rams. Okay. And then the pick number 30, round 1, you got Cassius Howell, edge out of Texas A&M. Edge, 6'2", 248. Then they got Christian Miller, defensive lineman, going to the Broncos, the 31st pick. And then the last pick of the draft, Akeem Missidor, defensive lineman out of Miami. Okay. So it'll be pretty interesting. Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to see what the Chargers going to do, who they're going to draft. They end up getting that offensive lineman, that interior offensive lineman, or get Sadiq. I would like to see them stack up in the free agency, getting some offensive linemen. So that way, if that tight end falls in their lap, hey man, get them, get that tight end. Get some weapons get some weapons, get some toys for Mike McDaniel for him to really dice it up. Because if that tight end is that elite, if he's that nice, he's the number one tight end in the drafts. Him with Aronde Gatson, that's going to be dangerous. That's going to be, and that is going to be an elite security blanket for Justin Herbert. Aronde Gatson, he was playing all right this year, but he did make some serious mistakes that that cost Justin Herbert. So if that guy Sadiq is really the real deal, I would love it. I would love to see that. So that's that. But let's see here. Man, that's all I think that's all I got for tonight, man. I said I wanted to just do this like 30 minutes to an hour. So I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. But we got some ideas of what the number one, what the round one NFL draft is gonna look like. And I'm gonna keep you all updated, on other teams around the league, all 32 teams. And we're gonna be here every night. So we got a lot of stuff to cover. We got other things we can talk about. Whatever the news comes out. Hey man, I'm gonna let y'all know. As a matter of fact, before I close out, let me see. Let me go on the NFL X account and see what they talk about on here. Any stuff that I missed. But y'all let me know what y'all think about some of these players, ending the draft, what you think, how elite you think they are. Do you think they're a good fit for these teams? And any Chargers fans, who would y'all recommend? Who would y'all prefer? Us getting that interior offensive lineman or getting that guy, that tight end from Oregon? I mean, to be honest with you, they both sound like elite players, but I feel like if we can beef up that offensive lineman in free agency, man, if that guy Sadiq falls in our lap, we need to go ahead and get him. We already missed out on a generational tight end in Brock Bowers going for Joe Alt. So I say, hey man, we did Joe Alt. We drafted Joe Alt over Brock Bowers and Malik Neighbors because Malik Neighbors was on that draft in Brock Bowers, and we went for Joe Alt. I'm not mad at that. If that interior offensive lineman is a better player than that tight end, get that interior offensive lineman if he's a better player. But it looks like that tight end is a better player than that interior offensive lineman. And so we should go ahead and get him. So let's see. Yeah, they're not really talking about anything on here. So yeah, that's all I got. All right, man. So I thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much. I can let you go through the freaking, let you see through the X account real quick. There ain't nothing really on here on NFL's X account. We already talked about, let's see, we're talking about his resume. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where he's going to go. If he's even going to go number one. We talked about Eric Bieniemy going into the Chiefs. Will Matt Vrabel reach the Super Bowl as a head coach? As he got there, as a player, he got there and scored touchdowns. I honestly think, I can't remember who I predicted, but I honestly think it's very, very likely that they can lose against Denver. It is. They could lose to Denver. I mean, Sean Payton could surprise us all and beat the Patriots. I hope the Patriots are not sleeping on Denver just because they got a backup quarterback. We went over this last night and we talked about how Stidham, how he played his first start, and he was actually regarded as a high prospect in coming out of the draft. So he has Sean Payton. He's been sitting behind Bo Nix. Don't be surprised, man, if the Broncos win. So I hope New England is doing their homework. I hope New England is not sleeping on Denver's offense. I sure hope they're not. So I can't remember what and right now before I close out, I should actually do my predictions for this weekend's game real quick, so I won't keep forgetting what I said my predictions was going to be. So we got Patriots, Broncos. I got. I think I gave prediction like 2 times already, but I didn't record it. So let me think real quick. Patriots, Broncos. I got. Let's see. Hold on. All right. So we got. Let's see, man. Two fairly evenly matched teams. They're playing in Denver. They're playing in Denver. And this is on Sunday night or Sunday. Yeah. I got freaking, man, you know what? The hell with. I'm going to just go ahead and say Denver's going to win this game. I got Denver. I'm going to say Denver's going to beat New England. I'm going to go ahead and give this a bold prediction. I'm going to say Denver is going to beat New England 23-21. That's what I got. I think it's going to shock. Denver is going to shock New England. And they're going to beat them. It's gonna be a bloodbath. It's gonna be a hell of a fight. But I think I for some reason deep down inside of me, I just think Denver is gonna beat New England. And I really can't rationalize it. The only thing that I can think of is why they beat New England is really New England sleeping on their quarterback. Stidham coming out there surprising some people with some good throws. Not saying that he's going to go out there and light the scoreboard up or light up the New England's defense. So that's not going to happen. But I can just see Sean Payton scheming some stuff up, man, losing sleep. Just like how Sean McVay is losing sleep right now, is figuring out how he can scheme up some stuff and expose the Seattle Seahawks defense. I think Sean Payton is doing the exact same thing. And I can just see. And then the fact, all the other thing too is New England flying all the way from New England all the way to Denver. It's very, very tough to play in Denver. And Drake May has really not been playing all that well this postseason. So Denver's defense is a little bit overrated, but they're still good. And if Drake May doesn't get it together, Denver's defense is going to capitalize on that. Now, I'm not saying New England. I'm not saying this is guaranteed that New England is just going to go out there and lose. But for some reason, I just feel like Denver is going to beat them. I don't know. Like I said, the only rationalization I can come up with is that aside from me feeling this way, is New England sleeping on Stidham and New England flying across the country to Denver and Denver being a really, really tough place to play. That's the only rationalization I can come up with. So I'm just going to go with Denver beating them. I'm just going to go ahead and do it, man. I'm just going to go ahead and say it's a bold prediction. So I got Denver. I got Denver beating them 23-21. So Denver Broncos beating New England Patriots. So this is it. This is set. This is final before Sunday. Broncos beating New England 23-21. So y'all can write that down. Y'all can copy that. Y'all can hold me against it if this was a dumb prediction. If somehow that doesn't happen, if New England goes out there and annihilates the Broncos, be like, yeah, you were wrong, Dante. You picked Broncos to beat the Patriots. I don't mind being wrong. That's the thing about this channel. I don't mind being wrong at all. But like I said, football is about momentum. It's about this emotional game. and it's unpredictable. It's not a predictable sport. It's very, very unpredictable. So, hey, we got Denver beating New England 23-21. What about the next game? I think you guys already know who I'm already picking with the next game. I mean, I've been on the Sam Darnold bandwagon since his USC days. And why should I pick against Sam Darnold in the Seahawks now? I was on Seattle last year. I was thinking that Mike McDonald could go out there and play and coach very well against for Seattle last year, but somehow they just came up short. I'm not a Seahawks fan. You all know that, but if you all go back to my older videos and watch them, you will see that I was pretty big on Mike McDonald. I was saying last year, I think he's a really great coach. I like the way he coaches defense. I think he's going to do a really great job with Seattle. And he did kind of last year. Seattle just kind of came up short on a lot of things. This year, they got Sam Darnold, and look at this. Sam Darnold is a winning quarterback, man. You got the media, and you all can hate on him all you want, but this is the second team that he came to, and that they're winning big, and they're like amongst the best teams in the NFL. That's not just by accident. Sam Darnold has something to do with that. And then look at the Vikings. He left the Vikings. Now look at the Vikings. So I think Sam Darnold's going to prove everybody wrong. He got a playoff win under his belt. That's great on Sam Darnold. People are still knocking him, saying, "Oh, he had nothing to do with it, yada yada yada." Well, neither did Jalen Hurts, but you guys was all meat riding Jalen Hurts last year. You know what I'm saying? You guys were all saying, "Oh, Jalen Hurts." You guys praise who you want to praise. You guys criticize who you want to criticize. You guys do that all the time. So it's whatever. Sam Darnold didn't play bad against the 49ers. He didn't play all that great, but he didn't play bad either. And Cooper Kupp, he got Cooper Kupp rolling in that offense. And I'm telling you right now, I think Sam Darnold is going to light up the Rams. The Rams does has his number, but I think he's going to come out there and shut everybody up, and he be the first USC quarterback ever to go to the Super Bowl. I'm counting it. So both games is going to be on Sunday. So just for you all to take note of that. The Rams is going to be at Seattle. The Rams are losing. The Rams is going to be playing in Lumen Field, playing in Seattle, Washington. I'm going with the Seahawks winning it all. Like at first, originally I was saying if the Chargers can keep Justin Herbert upright, if they can play consistent defense, the Chargers is going to go all the way. But the Chargers couldn't keep Justin Herbert upright. The defense was okay, but they didn't keep Justin Herbert upright, so they didn't go all the way. So then I was just like, okay, I got the Bears. And at first I was really saying the Patriots. I was saying it's going to be the Bears and the Patriots. But I kind of went back on my word with New England because for some reason, I just think New England's going to lose to Denver. I really don't know why. So I'm going back on my word with New England. I'm not going to stick with New England. But I'm sticking with Seattle. Since the Bears lost, I was predicting the Bears in Seattle to be in the NFC Championship. And really, the Bears should be in the NFC Championship right now. They really should. But we already talked about what happened with that game between them and the Rams. Whatever. The Bears lost. The Bears will be back next year. We got now I'm rolling with Seattle all the way. I'm going Seattle all the way to win it all. That's my prediction, for the next two games. Seattle's going to beat the Rams. The Broncos is going to beat the Patriots. It's going to be the Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl. And the Seahawks are going to win. Sam Darnold is going to get a Lombardi trophy. Yeah, that's gonna be it, man. That's gonna be it. First USC quarterback ever to host a Super Bowl and win one. Sam Dizzy. All right. So, and I wonder if the Broncos ever played Seattle. No, I don't think so. Let me see. Has the Broncos? Let's look that up real quick. Ever played Seattle in the? Let's see here. I'm going to look that up. I want to see. I'm so curious. Has the Broncos ever played Seattle in the Super Bowl? Nope, they never have. So that'll be the first time ever. Two teams. Yeah. Wait, I'm getting different. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, they have played the Broncos in the Super Bowl in 2014. They blew them out too, 43-8. Oh, I think that was with Peyton Manning. Oh yeah, I remember that. They destroyed the Broncos. Yeah, I remember this. It was in 2014. The Broncos had a great year that year and they got annihilated. So I'm just predicting the Super Bowl rematch and Seattle Seahawks beating them again. So there we go. Yeah, we got Seattle and Denver in a rematch. You know, it's been over 10 years since they played, and we got I'm gonna give the game to Seattle again. So yeah, there we go. And that's all I got for y'all, man. Thank you all so much for watching. And I think it was Pete Carroll too. I think it was Pete Carroll that yeah, it had to be Pete Carroll. Yeah, who else was the coach? Let me look it up real quick. Yeah, it was Pete Carroll. So we got Pete. So the last time the Denver Broncos faced the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Pete Carroll, USC alum, USC great, he was the head coach, and they blew him out. This year, we're gonna face a USC, another USC alum, USC great, and Sam Darnold. And Sam Darnold gonna tax that ass. That's the Super Bowl prediction. He's gonna tax Denver's ass in the Super Bowl. So there we go, y'all. Y'all gonna hold me against it. Y'all can hold my word against this. Y'all can come back and get at me if I'm wrong all the way. You know, but I'm predicting 2 games. I'm predicting 2 games ahead, and I'm not changing this. I'm not changing. So let's see what happens, man. All right, y'all drop y'all's prediction in the chat. Who y'all think gonna go to the Super Bowl? Who's gonna win it? You think I'm crazy for thinking Seattle's gonna win it all, and you know it's gonna be a Super Bowl rematch, Seattle and Denver. Y'all let me know what y'all think. All right. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow night. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. All day. Deuces.